Okay, so today in this video we are going to see that how we can install Canvas learning management system. Okay, so Canvas learning management system is if you want to get more details, you can go to this link and you can find out everything about Canvas. Okay, it's basically developed by Instructure and it's open source. And if we need the code to install, we can get it from here. Okay, and in this particular video I'll follow this guide to install Canvas LMS on Ubuntu 16. Okay, so I'll show every steps how we can, step by step how we can get our site. It's a we will there are multiple way we can install Canvas learning management system, but in this particular video I'll show the details on the production start. Okay, or else there are we can go for the quick start, we can go for the Docker installation. So after this we might go and check all those also, but in this particular video we'll show the production start. Okay, okay, so enough introduction about the Canvas. I guess I can talk about Canvas more because I have been working with this Canvas learning management system for past 4 or 5 years. Okay, and I know all those branding, how to create courses, how to use all those tools provided by Canvas. Okay, and we might explore that those things later. Okay, but in this particular video we are going to see that how we are actually doing the setup for LMS. Okay, how we are installing Canvas on Ubuntu. Okay, okay, so let's start. So what we can do here first, that first we need a PostgreSQL. Okay, and what we can do, that we need to install PostgreSQL. To do that, we need to update the system first. So sudo apt get update. Okay, so one more thing is this installation is going to be long, right? And if there is any place where it's taking time, I will either fast forward, or I will cut that portion where it's taking the time. Okay, and I'll just show you how those steps, how the next step I'm just taking to for that next installation. Okay, so updation done. Next, what we can do, we can install the PostgreSQL. Okay, I'll give y and enter. Okay, so PostgreSQL installation is done. And one more thing, what I am going to do is, this installation is long. Okay, and I don't want to take any risk of failure or anything. So that's why what I am going to do, that on each step I'm going to take a snap. I'll pause the video, okay, and I will start from the next. Okay, so at this point, what we can see, that we have installed PostgreSQL, and just to make sure, okay, that installation is done or not properly. So what we can do, we can just go by SQL, and we can see that we are inside. So what we can do, we can just come back from here. Okay, and we can see that PostgreSQL is got installed properly. Now what we can do next, that I will just take a snap at this point, and then we will just move forward. Okay, so I'll just sudo shut down now. Okay, so login back. Now what we need to do, we need to configure the Postgres. Okay, and to do that, but here is one catch. I need to do, I'll create a text for each step installation. We need to put here a -i, because if you do that you will get that error, but I don't want to go into that. I don't want to waste time, so I'll just install this. Okay, so password for Anoop. Okay, so now I need to put a password. Okay, so I'll just do one thing. I'll create a strong password for this. Okay, for a 13 digit strong password I'm going to create. Okay, so what we can take is we can take this one. Okay, so I'm taking this as my password. Okay, and enter it again. Okay, so the password is given. Next word is there. Next we need to create this. Okay. Okay, so this is done, right? uh Next what we can do, we can just, okay, before that, again, as I told you that I'm going to take a snap on each step, so I'll just do sudo shutdown now. Okay, this came back. So next what we need to do, we need to install Git. Okay, so I'll install Git core, which is enough for this installation. Okay, then we need to get the code, get the from that official repository of the Canvas. Okay, so we'll just clone that on our local. Okay, this will take time. I'll just fast forward this next few minutes. Okay, so we got the code. So now what we can do, that after getting the code, we need to go inside the Canvas. Okay, so this is the code which we got. Okay, next what we can do, we can just git checkout prod. Okay, so we are moved to prod. Now we need to install it. Okay, and we will just do the setup. So to do that, we are going to move this code to the var directory. Okay, and we need to create a Canvas directory inside the var. Okay, we'll just follow these steps as it is. Sorry, so here the username is Anup. Okay, next, I'm already in the C directory, so we'll just copy these to the Canvas. Okay, so I have copied everything to the cd var canvas. Okay, so if you just need to check that, what we can do, we can just go there, we can just ls, and we can see everything came back here, right? So till here what we did, we did that code installation, and this is a very important point where we definitely need to take a snapshot. Okay, so I'm just going to take another snap here. So just sudo shutdown now. Okay, this came back. So what we can do, that we can ssh to the system. Okay, next, the next step is dependency installation. Okay, so what we going means, what we will do here, that we will install all those required dependencies for this setup. Okay, and to do that, we run this command first. Yes, I want this to be installed. Next we need to set up that PPA breadbox. So next we need to update that system. Okay, I'll just update. Okay, so now it comes all those dependencies. Okay, so this will take some time. Okay, so dependencies are installed. So now what we can do, we can just go ahead and install the NodeJS 16. Okay, so to do that, we need to add that key first, then okay, that is done. Next we need to install the Node.js. Okay, so at this point, if you want a node minus b or npm minus v, we can see that node and npm both are installed. So now next what we can do, we can just go ahead and install the latest one. Okay, Okay, so that is installed. Next, what we are going to do, that we are going to get the PostgreSQL user. Okay, and we are just going to give the access to it. Okay, so this part is done. Next, what we are going to do, we are going to install some Ruby gems. Okay, and again, maybe in different places we might get different errors, and we might take some time to resolve those errors. So you will see that in a real time. Okay, so we are going to install these. So this says this deprecated. That's okay, no problem. That installation will take. Okay, so what we can do that. Okay, completely fine, not an issue. Next, just do the bundle install. Okay, so to do that, there is one mistake. We need to go to that, Canvas directory. Okay, so again, we'll run that, you know, one gem installed. Next, it's completely fine, not an issue. Bundle install. Okay, so this again going to take some time, so it's okay. Just stay with this. Okay, so this is done. So next, what we could do, that we need to install the yarn. Okay, so as I have already seen that npm was already installed. The npm is basically, it's a package manager for node.js. So we are installing yarn here. So just install yarn using npm. So now what we can do, that we can check that npm-v. Okay, so npm got installed. Now we need to install the yarn. Okay, and why do we need do that yarn install? Because by doing that yarn install, it's actually installs everything whatever it's requires for this node.js setup. Okay, so we'll do that yarn install, and this again is going to take a really long time. Okay, and that's okay. And what we can do, that we can just pause here and we will start again once this is done. Okay, okay, so this is done. Next, what we can do is, yarn install is done. Next, we can go for that Canvas default configuration settings. Okay, so what we do here, actually, we need to bring all these configuration from that from their repositories. Okay, so we will one by one, we'll just copy each and everything, and we'll just edit those. Okay, so first we need to copy the dynamic settings. So if we want, we can just edit that, and we can see that what it is there inside and what needs to be changed. Okay, but frankly speaking, there's nothing needs to be changed for this configuration. But if we are just going to do that in details later, this needs to be done. Okay, but what are the changes we actually need, that I will show you. So here we are just taking the database.yml. Okay, and now this password is required. Okay, so as we have already seen, so we need to edit, and the only thing we need to change here is that the production side. Okay, we don't have to be bothered about the development or the test. Okay, so we'll just copy this password. At that initial time, we did the setup when we was installing the canvas, right? So next, what we are going to do, we are going to take that mail. This everything we can just configure. Okay, but in this particular, maybe after this installation, first we will focus that how we are just installing this first. Okay, after this installation, I'll create one more video, and I'll show you all these configuration, how we can configure as per our requirement. Okay, what are the changes needed, means how we can do all the setup, how we can do it, to using AWS resources. All those things we will just discuss about this. Okay, but in this particular video, we'll just focus here. Also, we can change this domain and everything. Okay, so we'll come come to these each and every point here. Okay, but what I will do here, I think it's better that I will change the domain name here. Okay, just give me a second. What I can do here, that I'll change this here now. So this actually is required, so I need to change that. Okay, so I'll put that IP address. Okay, and instead of domain, I am going to put that IP address here. Okay, Control O, Control X. Next, what it was required was security configuration. Okay, we need to copy that one also here, and that needs to be edited if it is wrong. Yes, right. So what we'll have to see, what we can see that it's showing that 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this basically will throw an error that is so the encryption key is very short or very small. Okay, so in case when you are doing this configuration, if you are not adding this key here, so you might get this error. Okay, so just not to get that error, what I'm doing, I'm just already editing this and I'm putting that one. Okay, next, what it's there is a database population. But what we can do here it's already says, okay, that we might get a command call not found. Okay, so I guess at that point where yarn install didn't happen, I think it's because of that, maybe because yarn had to do all this and it haven't done all those stuff. Okay, we'll see again. We'll do that yarn install. Okay, and we'll rerun this and we'll see if it resolves. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's taking now. For some reason it was stuck back then, so let's see. If that takes more than expected time, then I will just fast forward that. Okay, so now what we can see that it got installed perfectly, right? So now we can just try and try that command back again, that yarn gulp and rev. Yes, so now it's taking, right? And this is done. Next, what we can do, that for database population we need to do the initial setup. Okay, so this might give us an error, but if it doesn't, then it's very good, and if it throws an error, then we can go for some solution. Okay, so first we'll try to do that initial setup, and if it doesn't take, then we'll do something else. Okay, so we'll see what it takes. ah let's see the error. Due dates, where is that error caused by unknown? Yes, right, got it. So what we can do, okay, so this is something which we can do that by we need to just add a delete job for that. So what we can do, just give me a second please. Oh god. Okay, rules. Okay, sorry, so it is not installed, so we need to install the ruby these first. Next, what we can do, we can try to upgrade that. Okay, so now this is done. So now again, what we can do, we can try to do that initial setup, right? And let's see if it takes after this fix. Ah, again, yes. So now what we can do, that we need to go for few steps where we need to move this file, and this is also, already mentioned here on that system. Okay, so what it says that this is actually moving this file from here to somewhere. Okay, and after that there are two more files are there. Okay, we need to move. Okay, so we moved that file. Now what we can do, now again we need to run that, called brief. Okay, now we can do for, that initial setup. It will take now. Okay, so now it's asking for that password. Okay, so I'll give sorry, my email address, x.anup@gmail.com. Okay, and that's my mail ID. Okay, next is asking again, unix.anup@gmail.com. Okay, so I'll put that again. So it's now asking that, what password you are going to use. So I'm going to use the same password. Okay, so for just for the sake of this installation. Okay, but that is something we definitely don't want to do. That, we are not going to use the same password for the database and for the, for to access our canvas, though we can change later, but still, you know okay. So what is saying that what should be that your organization name, so I name it at Unix TV. Okay, and now what we'll have to do, so there are three options: one, opt in, only send anonymous data, opt out completely. So what we can do, we need to do the opt in. Okay, one, this error is fine because it's not getting that file. Okay, that's okay, not an issue. So what we can do, that file which we moved before this, we need to, we need to get it back, right? Means if I just show you that, this one. Okay, so what we have to do, we need to just get it back here. Okay, now after, after that setup, now we need to just db migrate. Okay, okay, perfect, everything is fine. So till here everything's okay. Okay, so next what we need to do, we need to generate the asset. Okay, so to do that, we need to run few commands again. Okay, and I'll just quickly run those. Touch gemlock production.log. Okay, so next we need to run this, but this requires my user. Okay, so this looks good. Now what we can do, that we can just run this. Okay, okay, things are good now. Now we need to do the compile asset. Okay, and I will do that. And this is going to take a lot of time, so stay with this video, and we'll see after this. Okay, okay, so we can see that is done. Next, what we need to do is we need to run this command, but definitely not a canvas user. So the canvas user is me. Okay, done. Next, not needed for the initial deployment, so I don't have to do that. Make sure canvas can write more things than it should. those security and things we can do later. Okay, means canvas ownership section we can go ahead and do it later. So what next we need to do is we need to do that Apache configuration. Okay, so we'll quickly do that. Okay, so we need to install Apache 2. Yes, definitely. Why? Next we need to get those CS certificates and everything. Okay, next we need to install the key. Okay, key added. Next I need to run. Okay, and we need to update this. Okay. Okay. So I don't know, I'm getting this error. I got this before also. And what we can do to fix this, that yeah, I knew it. Okay, so we need to remove that. Okay, so what we can do, just we need to remove it from um okay, we'll go. Oh God, I don't know how this happened every time. Why this copy is not working? Okay, so what we can see that okay, passenger dot list is here. So sudo nano, okay, passenger dot list, and it just comment it out and come back from here. Okay, so now if we just try installing that passenger and all, it will take that. Okay, so there is one small step where we had to take, and that is completely fine. Okay, so next we need to do that sudo a to how to rewrite. Okay, and it's saying that we need to restart the service. Okay, if you are asking to do that, we'll do that. So sudo apache to restart. Okay, next what we need to do, we need to configure the Apache, right? To do that we need to do the passenger also. Okay, and this is also done. Next what we'll have to do, that we'll have to do a configuration, and where and how we'll have to do that configuration. So to do that, there are two configuration file are there. Okay, and first where we can get it, we will get it from here. Okay, and whatever is there, just comment it out. Okay, and what I can do, that I can just put this. Okay, sorry, so I'll put it here. Best. Um, okay. Okay. Control X. This is one file. Okay, and another one is this one. I guess this comes with what we need. Yeah. So that is fine. We don't have to change anything on this file. So these two file we need to need to change if it is doesn't comes as it is. Okay. Next, what we need to do, both are done. Next we need to just SSL. Okay, so first we did redirect, second we did Apache, so now we'll have to do the SSL. Okay, and that is runs, but again it's asking for the service restart. Okay, anyways, okay, I'm on a wrong place. So I prefer working by going to that directory. Okay, so I haven't done anything which requires that, but still sudo apache to restart. Okay, the restart is done. Next, what we can do, we just configure canvas with apache. So till here that apache installation and all these installation are done, right? So what we'll have to do, so there is more things to do, okay, but all those things we can do it later. What I want in this particular video, that that fast look I want as soon as possible, okay, that fast minimal installation. After that we can do a lot of changes, and do lot other installation into that, and make it more robust and more perfect. But in this particular video we want to get that fast setup. Okay, so next what we are going to do, we are going to configure canvas with apache. Okay, so to do that, what we'll have to do, it's there is already the configuration file. So if you have already on aware about these things, then okay. If it not, I have a series here. Okay, and I have already shown these things, how we work with apache or nginx. Okay, you can go ahead and see those videos. So here we are just will do that, unlink that the default configuration, and we'll put that our required configuration file, okay, which is this one, and we'll put the main configuration file here. Okay, so paste. What next we can do here is that just we need to change the user id. Okay, apart from that, nothing required. Means if we are just doing it on on the server, then we can just go ahead and we can change those things. Okay, we can change that server name, we can change that alias name accordingly. But in this particular instance we don't need anything, because we are doing it on where we are doing it on local. Okay, so we don't have to bother about that. But in case if it requires, we can come back and we can do that again. Okay, so that's it, in this configuration. Okay, so next what we can do, we can just check that our configurations are fine or not. Okay, it says that that's okay, no problem. We are not using. There is one more thing we can do, is record granted, required all granted. Okay, okay, so this looks fine. Not no, nothing needs to be changed. Okay, next what we can do, that we can just config test, we already have done. So now we need that configuration, that config canvas, now we want to enable on this one. Okay, again we'll have to reload, no problem sir, we'll do that for you. So sudo and reload done. So we can just quickly check the status also, that it shows that it's active, running perfectly fine. Okay, now what I can do here is we can check that my IP address, and it says 198.1, this one. Okay, till here everything is done, whatever we need. Okay, that's the enough configuration we want. So now what we can go ahead and we can check here that installation is done or not. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and hit the link, and we'll see if it installed perfectly or not. Okay, so it's came. Cool. So next what we can do, we can put that email address and that password which we gave, right? So keep me signed in. Login. Okay, Gmail spelling is wrong. Gmail. Okay, and the password. Sign in. Login. Ta-da! We got our Canvas LMS installed. Okay, so now this is our dashboard. If we create a different multiple different courses, it will come and it will show here. Okay, and start a new course. If we create a course, okay, so suppose I'm just creating a course, DevOps by an Unix TV. Sorry, an Unix TV. Okay, and I want to keep it public domain. Okay, make course publicly visible. Here you just copyright. Okay, or if anyone wants to see it, that's completely fine. And I'll create the course. Page error, perfectly fine. Okay, so yes, why this error? Because there are some configuration needs to be done. Okay, and that I will show you. But you know for now you can see there's this course came here, and if I just publish this, okay, course module and everything, we can choose later. Okay, so choose and publish. Okay, there are a lot of things we can do. So now it came to the public, publish course section. Okay, so I guess that's how we install, Canvas learning management system on Ubuntu. Okay, and those are the steps how we do that. Okay, and later part there are a few more configuration we need to do, like there are too many further configuration needs to be done, like the SSL certificate, where we can put that, how we can put that, this file downloads, cache configuration using Redis and all this configuration. So this is one more important for the QTI migration tool. Okay, we definitely have that, should have that. Okay, then rich content editor, because why do we need that? Because when we are just creating any course, we need to edit that course. Okay, and to do that we need that rich content editor for that. So all these stuff we can do later. Okay, it's not necessary that we have to do. And one more part what we skipped here, that this ownership part. Right, we haven't done that, but we can do that now. But and one few more things is this SSL. Okay, and how and where we are going to put all these SSL certificate, and how we can get that, from who can give it, who are the CA certificate, companies who can provide us, or if there is any free certificates we can get and use this for our Canvas learning management system. All those stuff we can do that, right? And we will do that later. But in this particular video I just wanted to show you that how we install and how we get this this Canvas learning management system working for us, right? So that's it on this video. If anyone have any queries, you can ask me on this comment, and I'll just talk about all those. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this. Bye bye.